This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
And ready when you are.
See, I mean, stuff like this is why I love coming to the swap meet. You know, and I've said it 1,000 times, I buy more used parts at this swap meet than anywhere else, but
we were so behind the fire curve on this. The parts that were on this table was his and I's. So what I agreed to do is I'm going to tithe whatever I sell out here. I'm going to tithe 20% to the ministry and donate to the ministry.
Steel Horse is brought to you by Ladendorf Law, with over 60 years experience in motorcycle and automotive injury cases.
Turn on your TV. Lawyer commercials go non-stop touting themselves. A little research will show you that most of them are not trial lawyers, but paid actors who have never been in a courtroom. So what do you want? A paid actor? A lawyer who's never been in a courtroom? Or someone who will handle your case personally with respect, guidance, and over 40 years of trial experience? Your case, your call. Ladendorf Law.
People talk about your one-stop shop. Well, Flat Out Motorsports is definitely a one-stop shop.
maybe you like to hit the streets on two wheels, whether you're a touring guy, whether you're a cruising guy, or maybe you like the sport bikes.
If you'd rather play in the dirt, there's four wheels or there's two wheels.
Or maybe you've gotten to that point where you're ready for an extra wheel. They got the Can-Am Spider and the ever-so-cool Slingshot.
Or maybe you don't like the dirt or the road, then you can get on the water. Take this baby for a ride.
No matter what you need, no matter what brand you like to ride, all the safety gear, helmets, whatever you're looking for, it's all right here under one roof. And with the used motorcycle sales, you can pretty much find any kind of motorcycle you like. Hey man, it's a beautiful Sunday morning. We are here at Hendricks County Fairgrounds, a different location for this event. Cindy, what's going on?
Well, this is the annual Midwest Swap Meet, and it looks like it's a pretty nice place because, you know, they got a lot of room, a lot of bikes coming in. I think there's going to be a lot of people set up here, so I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, you know, I mean, this thing's been going on for, Midwest Motorcycle Club's been putting this on for, almost 40 years now. And it's always been at the Marion County Fairgrounds. So this year, new location. So I'm kind of excited to see what kind of different changes there are. And, maybe this isn't technically a charity ride, but unless you're getting the parts for your bike so you can ride, this technically is a charity ride. And all of our charity rides are sponsored by Crambo's out in Greencastle. If you ever get a chance out that way, man, make sure you stop in. Tell them Steel Horse Thunder sent you. Say hi to Chris and Beth. Thank them for what they do for supporting the Steel Horse Thunder TV show. It's Crambo's out in Greencastle. Cindy, that being said, let's go see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Let's go.
All right, man, we're out here at Hendricks County Fairgrounds. It was kind of weird coming out here for this event because, in all honesty, the Midwest Motorcycle Swap Meet is what I always called the beginning of spring. I always knew it was riding season because I bought so much stuff from this swap meet, probably more from this particular swap meet than all the other swap meets put together. And so this was always the beginning of spring for me. Always over at the Marion County Fairgrounds when I've gone. So what caused the change to come out to Hendricks County?
There's a lot of things that went into it. Really, space is a big one for us. So yeah, and this is a really nice facility. And moving to this side of town, it's convenient for a lot of people too.
For me personally, it's a lot nicer ride coming up here than it is to go to the other one. So I did kind of like that a lot. Now this is 38 years?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, obviously last year nothing happened because of COVID and all that kind of stuff. So how was it yesterday? We're here on a Sunday. I know you guys were doing the Saturday and Sunday, and I always think of Saturday as being kind of more the busier day. I mean, how'd you do with the weather?
The weather really didn't affect the turnout at all. We had an amazing amount of people. The vendors are all happy. A lot of parts coming and going for sure.
See, and that's what I used to tell people all the time. I'd show up in my truck, and they're like, "Well, why the hell didn't you ride?" And I'm like, "Well, because I'm buying stuff. I can't get it home if I have my motorcycle. I got to have the truck to get all this stuff home." So yesterday was good. Today's a beautiful day out, and I see some bikes starting to pull in here and everything else. So overall, is it going pretty good?
Yeah, it's great. We couldn't ask for a better day today. You know, it's a great day to get out and ride for sure. So, yeah, it's going really well.
We love to see the blue skies, that's for sure. Just for some of our viewing audience, maybe some of the newer riders or whatever, can you just give me a brief little history about the Midwest Motorcycle Club?
We've been in Indy. 1923 was when we were founded. So, yeah, we are one of the oldest AMA clubs in the U.S. Not the oldest, but pretty close to the oldest. So, yeah, like I said, we're going on 100 years real soon, and we look forward to seeing that mile marker for sure.
I can't even imagine that, 100 years strong. I mean, hopefully we're still doing the show then, and we can come out and do a big thing, because that's a big deal, man. That's a huge deal. Now, do you guys still accept new members and stuff like that?
Yes, we definitely do accept new members. Basically, get to know people and, get invited down, and that's kind of how we do it.
Okay. Do you guys have Facebook pages or any of that kind of stuff?
Yes, we are on Facebook. We have a website, midwestmc.com. And but yeah, definitely on Facebook. We're expanding that social media presence constantly. So,
one of the things you have to do, if you got to stay with the times, or the times pass you by, and so you do have to do that.
All right, do-rag man.
Yep.
I absolutely love that you call yourself that, because you have all these do-rags out here, but you also have knives. Tell me about the knives.
I got stilettos, I got switchblades, I got regular knives, and I got daggers.
So do you use the switchblade on anybody?
No, that's a little illegal.
That's illegal?
Yeah.
But you sell them.
Yeah, it's legal to sell them, it's just illegal to use them on somebody.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Why is it illegal to use them if you can sell them? That's pretty cool, though. I think this knife right here,
Dagger.
this dagger's pretty cool. You got some pretty awesome knives. Tell me about this show, though, that you're at.
Midwest Swap Meet. Used to be at Hendricks County Fairgrounds. I like it better out here.
It's pretty nice out here. It's spread out, and it just seems like there's a lot more vendors out here today.
Yeah, there's a lot of vendors. 2 buildings of us.
So did you have a lot of people yesterday? Did you get a lot of things sold?
Yesterday was a better day than today. And I figured today would be better because of the weather.
Well, I think it's going to be better later on when everybody gets out of church and gets up and going, and you know how Saturday night is. They're out partying all night. So this is not your first rodeo. You've been out here before.
No. I've been around for a good while.
Well, thank you so much for being out here and showing us all these knives and do-rags. You guys have a great day today.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. All right, Jocelyn and Nancy, you guys are here at this show, and tell me what you're doing here and why would you be at a motorcycle event?
because I've always loved turquoise jewelry, and when I was a teenager, I rode on the back of a motorcycle for many years with my friends. And my friend Marcy at Cloverdale said, "Would you like to sell my antique jewelry that I buy? They bring in and sell to me." And we said, "Sure, we'd love this." And this is my great granddaughter, and I thought she should be.
She should be here too.
Yeah.
Well, your great granddaughter is perfect here. So tell me how'd you feel about your great grandma asking you to come out and do this today?
Well, this show, I'd never been to one of her shows before, so I wanted to go, and I didn't know it was a Harley-Davidson swap meet, which makes it even better because I like motorcycles, and my papa does too, so that's how I kind of got into it. So it's kind of it.
So are you going to be riding one day?
Probably.
How long? Because you seem like you're pretty young. How old are you?
15.
15. You can go through the riding course.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, then I'll do that. Probably.
Probably. No, you really should. And then you should ride because you would love it and it would be wonderful. And I think that your great grandma would be really proud of you.
Would you?
Yes, I would.
Okay, good. I do want to get into motorcycles.
Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad to see you guys out here today. It's a beautiful day and there's a lot of vendors out here today. Is this your first time to be out here, do you say?
Yes, it is. I usually do paid antique shows with higher end jewelry, but I love it here. We'll be here next year if they invite us.
Well, that's awesome. And I love your coat. This fur on here, does that keep you warm today?
Yes, it does. People don't like fur, but I love fur.
Is that real fur?
Yes, it's sheared beaver.
Aw, poor little beaver.
But I tell my daughters, they're so against it, I tell them that it's roadkill.
Well, I'm going to guess it probably is. So we'll say that, just for the good thing.
Yes, just for a good thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But it looks wonderful on you, and I'm so glad you guys are out here today. It's just so nice to see people out here, and I know that your great-granddaughter's going to make you proud because she's going to get on a motorcycle and ride, and she's going to go through a course and learn how to ride.
But I will not ride with her with my fur on. I'll put my leather jacket on.
There you go. And how about some chaps?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for being here today. It was so good to talk to you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you guys sell a lot of stuff today.
Thank you. Thank you. We're
Thank you. So, Kyla, you're out here at the Midwest Swap Meet, and tell me about the shop that you have set up, because it's pretty cool. I love your stuff.
Well, I started it 6 years ago. I used to actually work for a wholesale company that sold Liberty wear, the other ladies' Western and biker wear. And I thought, well, if I ever start a new store, I'm doing both, Western wear and biker wear. So I started out with their shirts, and then I expanded to Montana West and David Gonzalez. And it's been a hit ever since. I go to concerts, I do horse events, horse expos, bike events, bike poker runs, anything bike.
So have you been out to this swap meet?
No, this is my first year. My other friends who were in the other building have come out before. They said it was a pretty good deal. So I said, well, I'll try it this year, because of COVID.
Have you done good?
Well, yesterday was a really good day. It's a little slow today.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna get hopping here in a little bit when everybody get out of church. So, all right, Melinda, I saw you coming out here. You're carrying a tire, and this guy's standing there and letting you carry it. Tell me about it.
Well, I told him I was going to carry it because it's my wheel. No, we're both working currently on a project. He got one first. We have two of them. He bought a 1941 G flathead, which came out of the Cervicar from back like the World War II era. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's a 45 cubic inch Harley Davidson engine from that era, and I thought this is like the cutest thing ever. And he's going to build a custom motorcycle with it. And I said, you know what? I think I want to do that too. So with a bunch of searching, we actually found one. It's a 1942 WLA flathead engine from the war era. It's actually a service motorcycle. It was a military motorcycle. So I got that and been piecing it together ever since. We have sourced it. He's actually a lot more ambitious than I am, but he's got a lot more talent than I have when it comes to machining. So he's actually going to try to work his in with a more modern transmission. I'm going to go with the 4-speed and the kicker, and we're going to build the frames and work our way up. And part of that is this wheel right here. And yes, it does have a bent rim, but the hub was worth what I paid for it. So, and that's why I'm carrying it and he's not.
Because it's yours.
Yes, exactly. Because it is my wheel. I'm like proud like that. So, yeah.
That's pretty awesome though that you're going to build your own bike, and it's a World War II bike.
Yeah, it was from the World War II era. It had seen military service because the WLA indicated that it was, because they did the flathead came in a different. They had the Solo, which was the two-wheel bikes, and then they had the Cervicars, which were the trikes from the era. And the WLA indicated that it was a military vehicle that was used during the war from 1942. And for a while there, I think Harley Davidson only built motorcycles for the military. And then it was some years later that toward the winding down of the war, that they were allowed to start building them for the civilian purposes, and brought them out in their civilian wear. So it's interesting. We did some research and things, and it's just so fascinating, the story behind Harley Davidson. You can't take a company that's been around since 1903 and not find something fascinating.
Exactly.
And it's really appealing, and the displacement of the engine's a 750. It's a small engine. I like riding small displacement motorcycles. My hobby riding is backroads. I love backroads. The experience of the back road on a motorcycle is like none you've ever had before. You can drive and look at it all day, but when you're on the back of a motorcycle, you're immersed in it, know. So I really enjoyed it. I wanted to ride for myself. We go out and we ride as a team. We do a lot of stuff together that way. And he does have a Harley. My everyday rider is a Honda. But it's a Honda Shadow VLX, and I love riding. So
it doesn't matter what you ride, as long as you ride.
No, as long as you're riding. If your butt's on two wheels, you're experiencing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all families of the two wheels. So
Well, I'm a little jealous of you because I've never ever built a bike or put a bike together like that. So I think it's pretty cool that you're going to be able to do that.
It's all right because I've never built one either. So we get to test all of our skills. We like build up the welding skills and the machining. We bought a mini lathe specifically for building the small parts and things like that. And we're learning all of this together. It's been a really fun project. It's like, doubt that there's a lot of couples out there doing this stuff together, but we've decided that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to do this together, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it.
That's really awesome. It really is. You be loud and proud because I hope that I can somehow get a hold of you after you get your bike done so we can do another interview with you with the bike done. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it may take a few years, but hopefully not a few years. We're actually wanting to kind of like streamline it and get it rolling. I'm getting most of the parts together. You know, anybody who's got some tappets and tappet guides for 1942 WLA, I'm still looking for those. And a really awesome deal on a linker carburetor. So my coworkers all think I'm straight. I'd be like, and I'm looking for a linker carburetor. So, I can't believe I'm listening to a woman ask for a linker carburetor. But I think more women should be into it. I think if more women understood it and actually experienced it for themselves, I think that there would be a lot more women in the field. There really would. Women kind of get in their own way and tell themselves that they can't do something, and I know because I was guilty of the same thing. If we just step away from ourselves and say, there's no reason why I can't do that. Mm-hmm. He's doing it. I watch him do it. Why can't I do it too?
See, I mean, stuff like this is why I love coming to the swap meet. You know, and I've said it 1,000 times, I buy more used parts at this swap meet than anywhere else. But, you know, I come in here and I see this old tank, you know, the old AMF Harley Davidson. And it's so funny because, in all honesty, the AMF motorcycles were not top quality. But yet now, it's like, gosh, I wish I still had my old one. You know what I mean? It's like... And that's what I love about coming in here. You know, yeah, you'll see some new parts, but it's one of the few places I can find parts for older bikes. And it's just, I mean, there's a reason why this has been going on for almost 40 years now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, stuff like this, it just puts a smile on my face.
This is a standard lawyer commercial. This is a dramatic shot of me walking down the hallway. This is a stage scene of me talking to clients, even though they're not actual clients. This is the closing shot in my office, where I say my catchphrase, looking professional and confident. Look, all lawyer commercials are the same, but not all lawyers are the same. Ladendorf Law has been involved in the motorcycle community for over 35 years, with many more years to come. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
Don't look now. Crambo's isn't just paint. It's your one-stop shop for motorcycle gear, parts, and service. Crambo's, voted the Indy A-List #1 motorcycle shop 2 years running, has expanded with the state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment for tuning your fuel-injected Harley and a new paint facility to make your bike stand out from all the others. Crambo's also has a new retail area complete with leather, chrome, audio, and all your parts and service needs. Crambo's, voted #1 for a reason.
Morning, Mark Ladendorf here again, Steel Horse Thunder. Let me share with you, friends, something that's come up in my practice lately, particularly this time of year. And it really involves the danger of grass clippings on the roadway. Every motorcyclist I talk to says this is one of the worst things they can encounter while they're operating their motorcycle on the roadway. And that is, the careless homeowner mows their grass, spewing it onto the roadway. The innocent motorcyclist comes by, hits this patch of almost black ice, which is no more than the grass clippings, and goes down, causing injury to that rider. This is something that we've taken very seriously at Ladendorf Law and have pursued claims on behalf of the motorcyclists. There is an affirmative duty on the part of anyone who's mowing the grass and spewing grass clippings onto the roadway to clear that off before somebody gets hurt. And that's the law, that's the issue. So if you're hurt in that type of incident, let us know, because there's law that protects you, and that homeowner is negligent to do what we've just talked about. Remember, the homeowner's liability is totally different than a car liability, automobile or motorcycle liability. This is a liability we can pursue through the homeowner's insurance. So again, Mark Ladendorf here. It's great to be with you again. Thanks Scott and Cindy for all their support through the years, and I'm here if you need me. You have been injured in an automobile collision, and suddenly your vocabulary has been expanded to include terms totally unfamiliar to you. We know accidents can be overwhelming to the injured victims and their families. You know you can put your trust in the familiar faces of Ladendorf Law. We take care of you and your family so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries. Ladendorf Law, like family, because we are.
All right, man, I'm here with Bill. Now, this is somebody I know pretty well, but I got a great picture of him earlier this year. This was just a few weeks ago. So you went out to Arizona. What's the bike rally out there?
Well, they didn't really have it this year. It was it kind of canceled because all the stupid stuff going on. But so we just decided we was going to go ahead and go out there and ride anyway, and just enjoy the scenery. And it was beautiful, man. It was a lot nicer than here.
Yeah, weather a little bit better?
Oh my God, yeah. 97 every day. Every day you wake up in the morning, it's 97 degrees and no humidity, and oh, nice. Blue skies.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too bad. And you and your son, anybody else go with you guys?
Nope, just me and him. Me and Gunner took off, went out there, and just spent a week out there just riding. Put 1,000 miles on the bikes, and didn't see enough. We wanted to see more, you know, and it'd take 2 weeks, 3 weeks out there just to see everything.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Guys.
Drink any cold beer while you're out there?
Yeah, a couple. We couldn't really afford them out there, man. They haven't learned. They haven't got to figure it out yet about the $4.50 a beer is a little bit much to.
So you were drinking them with the pinky out, right?
Yeah, you know it.
Well, I know Gunnar sent me a great picture of you sitting out there and just enjoying an ice cream cone and enjoying it. Just looked spectacular. I mean, a big ass cactus and everything in the background. It's like, yeah, I mean, nice. That's got to be amazing, especially leaving Indiana and cold weather and to go out there.
Well, and I tell you, where we was at, you could ride about 30 miles out and you're already up in the upper elevations, and you can see snow on the hills, wild horses running. We've seen wild horses walking down into the water and stuff, and it's just stuff that you just don't see, and just a hillside full of horses, just beautiful. I mean, cactus and.
Now, what was some of the places you went to? I mean, as far as like, if you said like Flagstaff or something like that. What are northern Arizona, southern Arizona? Where were you at?
We stayed in Mesa, and then we rode down to Tombstone. Went over by Flagstaff. I can't even remember where we was at. We was just kind of riding that area right there. It was like 180 miles down to Tombstone from Mesa. Okay. So we rode down there, and you're almost down to the Mexican border, stuff. So, and then we rode north a little bit. We rode about 60 miles north from Mesa. That's when you start getting up into the mountains, stuff, and seeing all the other stuff. So we stayed kind of within a 200-mile loop of where we're staying at.
Man, that's so awesome. Cindy and I want to do that so bad. I mean, it's been a long time since we've taken a trip, and even the last motorcycle trip was, 11 years ago, 12 years ago now, and we rode to Myrtle Beach. You know what I'm saying? Now we went up through the Outer Banks and all that coming home. We made a nice ride out of it, but I'm desperate to get out and see some roads that I haven't seen before and some landscapes I haven't seen before.
Well, that's what we kind of talked about. We've done like 7 years of Daytona, and he's like, man, I'm just tired of seeing the same old scenery. He said, let's start doing something a little bit different. So now we're kind of kicking around about Laconia, and we want to ride down to Arkansas, Mississippi. We want to get down and see some stuff, maybe. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And I'm getting old. It's getting harder.
Yeah, we're not getting any younger. Our beards aren't getting any darker.
No, not at all.
So, Scott, I've seen you around before. Tell me about your ministry or the ministry that you're involved with. I know it's a motorcycle ministry. Tell me about it.
Brothers by Blood is a motorcycle ministry out of Mooresville, Indiana, based out of Victory Bible Church. Our preacher is a writer. He's also been preaching in Mooresville for 25 years. And what we wanted to do is reach out to those people that won't come to church. Some people won't come to church because they've been hurt or offended by other church members, so they don't feel comfortable. So we try to go out and let them know that we are a friendly church. We're open to anybody. You can wear leather vests and come as you are and just hear the Bible and not have to worry about religion and all that other good stuff.
Well, you know, and you guys are also a charity. You guys put on a lot of charity events and everything else. Also, you're out here at the Midwest Swap Meet, and I heard that you guys sold everything already, just about. So tell me about all that. What has gotten you involved in all this?
Well, we met up with a group, charity riders at Mars Hill, and they told us about the swap meet, and we said, well, we've never heard of it. Let's go out there and see what we can sell and try to raise money for the Brotherhood, and that way we can produce more with the ministry, because, you know, we buy little mobile Bibles that people can put on their motorcycles and take with them, and it just helps them stay in the scripture and stuff like that. Also, we're wanting to do more things for the community, but everything takes money, so we have to raise the money to do stuff for the community, and that's where we're at.
Well, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, did you get everybody in the church or whatever to donate to this cause so that they would have all the Harley parts that they needed, so you can sell them all? We
were so behind the fire curve on this. The parts that were on this table was his and I's. Wow. So what I agreed to do is I'm going to tithe whatever I sell out here. I'm going to tithe 20% to the ministry and donate to the ministry.
Cool, very cool. Well, tell me, I know you got a ride coming up.
Yeah.
Tell me about that ride that's going on, and then I'll let you get back to your selling all your stuff.
Awesome. It's the third annual Raising Hell Awareness Ride. It will be out of Victory Bible Church in Mooresville. It's, what is it per rider? $20 per rider. We're going to start registration at 9:45, and then we're going to do a straight out ride and then return back to the church where we'll have hot dogs and stuff like that. We'll be accepting donations, and I think there's a fee for a passenger. No fee for passengers, so passenger rides free. So it's just a way to get people out there and continue to talk about the ministry and stuff like that.
Well, hey, that's going to do it for us this week. I don't know about you guys. We had a freaking blast out here. Cindy, what'd you think about the new fairground location?
I think it's great. It's so spread out. There's so many vendors. It was a great time out here today.
It really was, and it's a great location. I know they were 37 years at Marion County Fairgrounds, but I kind of like the move, so I don't know. I guess everybody's going to have their own opinion. I kind of liked it here at Hendricks County Fairground, and just looking at all the old parts and all the old bikes and stuff like that, it's just a lot of fun, and it just reminds me, it's not what you ride.
It's that you ride.